Welcome to the channel where culture, history, and timeless beauty come together. Here, we explore the world's most iconic places, legendary art, and the stories that continue to inspire generations. If you love travel, music, and meaningful journeys, you are in the right place. Now, let's help into one of the world's greatest temples of modern art. In the heart of Midtown Manhattan, surrounded by towering skyscrapers and endless motion, there is a place where time shows down. A place where ideas become visible, where emotions are preserved, where modern art tells the story of changing world. This is the Museum of Modern Art. MoMA, founded in 1929 by three women patrons, Bliss, Rockefeller, Sullivan. MoMA was built on a radical idea that modern art deserved a home. Each gallery represents a different moment in time. Each artwork a reflection of human thought and ambition. One of MoMA's most treasured masterpieces is Vincent van Gogh's The Starry Night, painted in 1889. The swirling skyscrapers captures more than landscape. It reveals the inner world of an artist searching for meaning standing before it. Visitors feel movement. Nearby, the revolutionary works of Pablo Picasso challenge the way we see reality. In contrast, the serene beauty of Claude Monet invites calm reflection. The vibrant colors of Henri Matisse fills the galleries with energy and freedom. Then comes the raw intensity of Jackson Pollock. His large-scale canvases are alive with motion, rhythm, and chaos. The unmistakable style of Andy Warhol reflects the rise of popular culture, fame, and consumerism. The deeply personal world of Frida Kahlo brings intimacy and trust into MoMA's collection. Her self-portraits speak of faith, identity, and resilience. With Salvador Dali, reality begins to bend. His surreal visions challenge logic. MoMA, it is also a home for photography, design, architecture, film, and digital art. So, let's go. The image shows the painting 1, number 31, 1950, by American artist Jackson Pollock. It is one of Pollock's most famous drip paintings, created using his signature technique of pouring and dripping paint onto an unstretched canvas placed on the floor. The work is a large-scale oil and enamel on canvas, measuring approximately 8 feet 10 inches by 17 feet 5 and 5/8, 269.5 by 530.8 centimeter. Lee Krasner was not just a member of the abstract expressionist movement. She was one of its most rigorous and inventive architects. Despite her career often being historically overshadowed by her husband, Krasner's work at the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, in New York reveals an artist of restless reinvention and fierce intellectual independence. Krasner was born in Brooklyn to Russian Jewish immigrant parents. Krasner was a pioneer of the New York School. She was one of the few women of the first generation of abstract expressionists. Yet she vehemently refused to settle on a single distinctive style. She viewed art as organic, evolving cycle of birth and death. The Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, houses several pivotal works that chronicle different phases of her artistic career. Entitled 1949, part of her acclaimed Small Pictures series, these works were painted on a tabletop in her bedroom rather than an easel. The work features a dense, grid-like composition of thick paint and hieroglyphic symbols. These symbols mimic the Hebrew script she studied as a child, forms she could write but could no longer read. American artist Barnett Newman. Barnett Newman, January 29, 1905, July 4, 1970, was a pioneering American artist and a central figure in abstract expressionism and colorful painting. He is most famous for his zip paintings, vast fields of color bisected by thin vertical lines. Barnett Newman, Spirituality in Modern Art, The Collector, Core Artistic Style and Concepts. The zip, Newman's signature motif, is the zip, a vertical stripe that he believed defined the spatial structure of his paintings, while simultaneously dividing and uniting the composition, scale and presence. Newman often worked on massive canvases, such as Warhol's Sublimes, Barnett Newman, The Stations of the Cross, a series of 14 black and white paintings regarded as the peak of his career. It is housed at the National Gallery of Art. Broken Obelisk, 1963 to 1969. His most monumental sculpture, depicting an inverted obelisk, balancing on the tip of a pyramid. Legacy and influence. Career trajectory. Despite being overlooked early in his career, he became a critical influence on the next generation of minimalist artists, such as Frank Stella. Market value. His work continues to command high prices. Auction record for his work stands at $84.2 million. That artwork is number 107, 1950, by the American artist Ad Reinhardt. It is an oil canvas painting and is part of the collection at the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, in New York. This work is an example of Reinhardt's monochrome paintings from the 1950s, where he explored a vertical format. He created subtle tonal variations using white paint over an off-white ground, altering the transparency and opacity of the paint with solvent, resulting in a structured, brick-like pattern of horizontal brushstrokes. This artwork is a painting titled number 1, Untitled, by the American abstract artist Mark Rothko, completed in 1948. The painting is a significant work to his signature multiform and later focusing on large abstract regions of color to evoke deep emotions. It is part of the collection at the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, in New York. This artwork is a painting titled number 1, Untitled, by the American abstract artist Mark Rothko, completed in 1948. The painting is a significant work that marks a shift in Rothko's style from surrealism to his signature multiform and later color-filled paintings. The painting in the image is number 37, number 19. Slate Blue and Brown on Plum, by the abstract expressionist artist Mark Rothko. Artist Mark Rothko, American, 1903 to 1970. Date 1958. Medium, oil on canvas. Dimensions 7x11 4 by 7661. 4 241.9 by 229 centimeters. Style, color-filled painting. Rothko's large-scale color-filled paintings are known for their luminous, floating rectangular forms that explore fundamental human emotions and spirituality through color. The artist used thinned out stains of paint, layering different colors to make them shine through and creating a sense of depth and timelessness. The painting in the image is Kabuki, 1958, by the Japanese artist Kumi Sugai. The artwork is part of the collection at the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, in New York City, which is where the photo appears to have been taken. Artwork details. Artist Kumesugai, 1919 to 1996. A Japanese artist who lived in Paris from 1952. Title Kabuki. Date 1958. Medium oil and canvas. Location the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, New York City. The abstract forms and gestural brushwork are said to evoke the costumed figures and movements of traditional Japanese kabuki theater. Sugai used expressive, calligraphic brushstrokes and bold black and orange colors. The painting in the image is no shade but his shade. From 1968, created by Sudanese artist Ibrahim Al-Salahi. The artwork is currently on display at the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA in New York. Artwork details. Artist Ibrahim Al-Salahi, Sudanese, born 1930. Title No Shade But His Shade. Date 1968. Medium oil and enamel on canvas. Dimensions 37 and 3/8 spines, 37 and 3/8 spines, 2 and 3/4 inches. 95 pines, 95 pines, 7 centimeter. Location: the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, New York, on view in Gallery 404. The painting is a significant example of African modernism, was painted after Al-Salahi returned to Sudan from studies in London and reflects an integration of Islamic, African, Arab, and Western artistic traditions. It remained in the artist's private collection for a long time before being acquired by MoMA. The painting in the image is blue composition, an abstract work created by the acclaimed Ethiopian artist Alexander Bogosian between 1966 and 1968. Medium: the artist used a mix of acrylic, gouache, and airbrush on panel to create the richly textured surface. Style and inspiration: Bogosian incorporated mythical figures from Ethiopian folklore as a graphic forms and geometric patterns within the work, as well as elements from illuminated parchment scrolls, resulting in a unique surrealist exploration of form and texture. Significance: this painting is notably the first work by a contemporary African artist to be acquired by the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, in New York. The sculptures shown are part of the artwork titled Encounter 1969 by American artist Dorothy Danner. This piece consists of 6 individual black painted aluminum sculptures, which are often displayed together. Style and interpretation. The sculptures are known for their totem-like abstract forms that can be interpreted as a meeting of different individuals. Danner explored the interplay of positive and negative space, giving the sculptures an architectonic structure that sometimes resembles a fantastical cityscape. The artwork in the image is entitled 1963 by the Japanese artist Shoji Mukai. This piece is part of the collection at the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, in New York. Artist Shoji Mukai, born 1939. Medium, oil, string, and canvas on wood. Mukai was the youngest member of the influential Japanese avant-garde Gotei Art Association, which was active from the 1950s to the 1970s. Significance: Mukai work is characterized by filling surfaces, canvases, entire rooms, or even his own body, with countless invited symbols to question existing fixed values and systems of meaning. The artwork was acquired by MoMA after being featured in a touring exhibition in the mid-1960s. The painting is titled Meme, created by the British-Pakistani artist Anwar Jalal Shamsa. The work is an example of calligraphic abstraction, a style that blends Western modernism with traditional Islamic art and visual culture. The composition is highly symbolic. Shamsa reduced the Arabic letter, pronounced Meme, the first letter of the name of the Prophet Muhammad. He repeated the stylized shape along 90-degree axis in the center of the canvas, resulting in the 4 red quadrants, separated by the gray-blue bands visible in the painting. Shamsa's work explores the expressive possibilities of language and identity, a central theme for the artist who reconciled his South Asian heritage with European abstract art principles, particularly those of Paul Klee and Piet Mondrian. The painting in the image is titled Ad 1965, an oil-on-canvas work by the influential Argentine abstract artist Sara Grillo. Sara Grillo, born 1919-2007, urban influence. Grillo was a pioneering abstract painter in Buenos Aires before moving to New York in 1962. The artwork reflects her fascination with the urban landscape, incorporating elements like signs, billboards, torn posters, newspaper headlines, and graffiti calligraphic abstraction. The canvas features letter fragments, numbers, calligraphic elements, and loose scribbles that echo the visual stimuli and noise of the bustling metropolis, a style associated with calligraphic abstraction. Historical significance. This piece is a significant example of the artistic shift from geometric abstraction to a more expressive, language-fused style during her New York years in the 1960s. Artist Bliss Barber. The painting is an abstract work in muted gray, yellow, and brown tones with a dripping effect, and it appears to be by the artist Bliss Barber. Her works often incorporate mixed media and style, inspired by water and the ocean, using poured colors to capture light and movement. This specific piece is visually similar to her other works, such as Summer or watercolor Tatter IV, which utilize similar color. The artwork in the image is a painting from the cult series Tag Leaf Fragments by the Italian-Argentine artist Lucio Fontana. It is titled Concetto Spaziali, attesa, which translates to spatial concept, waiting or expectation. Significance. Fontana's radical gesture of slashing the canvas with a razor blade was a revolutionary act in modern art. He sought to move beyond the traditional two-dimensional surface of painting and create a special concept, literally opening up the picture plane to the three-dimensional space and infinite void beyond. Technique. The artist carefully planned each cut, often applying a piece of black gauze to the back of the canvas to create a mysterious sense of depth and shadow. Within the opening, Fontana claimed he was constructing, not destroying, as he aimed to create a new form of art that was consistent with the scientific and technological demands of the space age.